Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Once again, it's Adam from Paul to Fame. We're out on a beautiful day today, going down the B roads near Welney Wash. Today we're going to talk about IPSGA. Bit more technicality than my first video, because although it's not necessary for a novice rider, it's definitely valuable for an intermediate to experienced rider to learn. Now, IPSGA, what is it? It's an acronym. It stands for Information, Position, Speed, Gear and Acceleration. Now, there's one thing that overrides all of the other four elements in IPSGA, and that is information. Because everything that we're reading on the road determines what we're going to do, what inputs we're going to put in on our bike. So when we're taking in information, we're tugging it. Now, tug? What do you mean tug? Well, tug, take information, use information, and give information. So to put the whole thing in context, IPSGA. So my information is the road is coming round to the left, there's no oncoming or following traffic, so my position is position 3, as I can see far enough ahead to see any oncoming hazards, to move in a position, so I'm using 3 for the view. Now my speed is appropriate to my position and what I can see ahead, again using my information. My gear, that's in a good range, depending on my speed. At the moment I'm bringing the speed down, doing it in stages, everything's in stages. Then my gears, changing down or up my gears, and then my acceleration, how much am I going to pull back or let off the throttle, acceleration sense. So maybe that was a bit long-winded, but I will talk you through it. So my information is that we've gone through a 30 now. So what am I expected to see? Now, using my information, what I can see is that if it's 30, it's going to be a rural built-up area. And that is correct, because what I see is houses, driveways, junctions, narrow roads. What hazards have I not seen? Well, at the moment I can't see any oncoming or following traffic. I can't see any vehicles pulling out from a driveway. I can't see any pedestrians or cyclists. Okay, so that's alright then. I can just ride like normal. Yes. But there's another element into taking in information. And that is, what might you be expected to see? And all those things I've just spoken about, what I've not seen, yes, that is what I'll be expected to see. So taking that into account, I am positioning and using my speed appropriate to what I may have already seen, what I haven't seen, and what I'll be expected to see. The last time I come down here, the whole road was flooded, and a 44-ton lorry, fully loaded with a container, which is heavy in the first place, got stuck down this road. So I've never had a chance to actually come down this road. So Adam, how can you ride down this road? I can ride down roads that I know, piece of cake. But no, I take my time and I'm a bit steady on roads that I don't know. So, why is that? Oh well, you know, I know this corner's coming up. I know this junction is coming up on the left or right. Yes. Okay, so you got road knowledge, but what about hazard knowledge? Hazards change all the time. So, let's go back to the beginning. IPSGA. So when we're talking about IPSGA, I'm using that all the time to determine what input I'm putting in on the bike, which is always overridden by the information stage. Now, if I don't know a road, like this one here, then I'm reading the road. I'm scanning far, near, and all around. I'm looking in my mirrors, looking through junctions, seeing what I can do to improve my position, my speed, my gear, and my acceleration sense. So we're on a nice long stretch of road here. We can make progress. Up to 6th gear, there's an oncoming vehicle. So check my mirror before I change position, and then come to position 3. Do I need to do that? Maybe not. I can stay in position 2. This position is giving me dominance on the road. So if we do have an oncoming vehicle, they'll see me nice and early. As I see that oncoming vehicle, I can check my mirrors and move into position 2. Or if it's heavy, move into position 1. So all the time I'm thinking, what if? What if this happens? What if this hazard occurs? See, I've not changed gear yet. Now I'm block changing down gears to gear 2, looking all the way round the corner, into position 2, come round the corner, check my mirrors as I speed up, still no following vehicles, but there's an oncoming vehicle, so staying into position 2, there's another oncoming vehicle, still staying in 2, checking my mirrors, in case I need to pull over for an ambulance or a police car, or that there's just a boy racer behind me. Because, yes, we all have a need for speed. That's why most of us are on a bike, I suppose. But there's a time and a place where we can enjoy our speed, and that takes extra observations. Always need to be looking what's around us, what's in front of us, what's behind us. It's important we know what's going on, so we can adjust our inputs on the bike, again, using IPSGA. So my information right now is that it's a long straight road, there's a house on the right, expecting a driveway, so mirrors, moving into position 1, as there's no junctions or driveways on the left, so I can stay out the way of anything that may peep out of that driveway. So my position, that was all my information, so my position was to choose the safest option, which was position 1. I didn't need to adjust my speed, as I feel I'd have had plenty of time, so I stayed in the same gear and using the same acceleration sense. Okay, now we're coming down the right hand bend, I'm checking my mirror, moving into position 1, changing my speed down, change gears by 2, we're in 4th gear, looking all the way around the bend, there might be a heavy on our side of the road, that's why I'm going into position 1, to move away from any potential hazards. Even though I didn't see any, I'm preparing what if. So it's about using always the safest option, positioning for safety. Sometimes we position for view, and that's absolutely fine. But if your safety means that it could impede, then we need to go in a position of safety and not view. Because what's the point of having a view if we can't see anything? If we keep edging out in the road into the crown of the road, which is the middle, and we're not really getting much more information from it, and if the corner is closing in on us, meaning the road surface is coming towards us, then we're not gaining, are we? So let's be safe, let's anticipate a hazard that's on our side of the road potentially, and move into the near side. For example, going round a right hand bend, or going to the offside if there's a junction on the left. Move away from that hazard. Your choices make all the difference between you being on the bike and you being knocked off. Now, that isn't a certain statement, that's a pretty bold statement, but it may give you a better chance, an earlier reaction time to react to any potential hazard. Now, right now, we're coming along this roundabout, we're going to go straight over, check my mirror, cut that roundabout, use my indicator, but did I really need to? No, because there was nothing around me, so I didn't really need to give information. We all make mistakes. That wasn't a particular mistake, but thinking ahead as an advanced rider, a thinking rider, I didn't really need to give any information, did I? No. But what if? What if there was a car to approach me, and all of a sudden they don't know what I'm doing, they don't know what my intentions are. So if I put my indicator on before any potential hazards, then that would give them the earliest opportunity to know my intentions. So that is why I use the indicator there. Okay, we're going down a rural area. I'm avoiding this speed bump here, being on the near side, position 1 of the road, and that was a good decision, as there were parked cars on the right and there was an oncoming vehicle on our side of the road. See, this now is a position for safety. I'm prepared to give up my position because there's vehicles on my side of the road oncoming. So I'm prepared to give up my position for safety. And now I can show dominance on my side of the road because there's no oncoming vehicles. So I'm a good distance away from the cars on the right and a very good distance from the driveways on the left. So I haven't stopped talking, but I'm always concentrating on my riding and deciding which position would be best, which speed and what gear would be best. Now we're taking the first exit on the mini roundabout here. I'm indicating because there's oncoming cars. Slowing right down, but I haven't stopped. I'm using my momentum, keeping my balance. Now we're going down a rural road. No lines in the middle to separate the traffic. Or there maybe once was, but they're worn away now. So maybe oncoming vehicles may have the tendency to use my side of the road because they haven't got the perception of a separation of the broken lines. You see, when there's no broken lines or any lines separating the traffic in the road, vehicles do tend to slow down. But when there is broken lines in the road, or lines separating the traffic on the crown of the road, drivers have a sense of safety, that there's something separating them. But nothing is going to stop that vehicle coming into your path. So we always need to anticipate on what may or may not happen. So yes, I'm rambling on, I'm always talking, but everything that I'm talking about is relevant to the current situation. There's a dog walker on the right, they're not in our path, she's aware of us, so I haven't changed our position, or speed or gear, but I have over this railway, because it's very bumpy, and depending on the weather and the road conditions, it could be slippery, but as it's a dry day, it isn't. But because I'm used to riding in the wet, I'm taking that into account, because it's always better to be safe than sorry. At the moment we really haven't had a chance to really get to play with the bike, because we've had a few tight corners, a few hazards oncoming, and we've just gone through rural roads. But that's okay, because even though we're riding through the rural, it doesn't take away our enjoyment of riding. Yes, we all want to be down B roads, doing the speed limit, enjoying ourselves, but let's use other traffic conditions as a learning point. Let's learn how our bike reacts to slow speed manoeuvres. Let's see how our position determines what other road users are going to do. See, if we're going to be in front of another road user, we're the hazard, because that vehicle is going to have to change its course of path. But if we move out of that hazard, we think for the other riders, then we have the upper hand by keeping ourselves and them safe. So if they do make a mistake, we've already thought about that and we're out of their way. So third exit on the roundabout, not stopping, position 3, coming as close as I can to this roundabout, so nothing can come on the offside of me. Still coming round, keeping my head up, left indicator, past the last junction, going to do a left shoulder check, position 2, entering this road, now it's a national, so I'm going to do my mirror checks and I'm also going to do a shoulder check. Coming into position 2 for this oncoming, I'm going to check my mirrors, coming into position 3, another oncoming, mirrors position 2, another oncoming, staying in position 2, and I'll keep my speed at about 50 miles an hour because there's potential hazards on the left there, which are driveways, which can conceal cars coming out, and there's a cyclist oncoming, which isn't an issue. Come off my throttle, nice and gently, 40 miles an hour, come down a couple of gears, so I'm still in a responsive gear. So, to recap, we got the information stage, then we got the position, and we've got 3 positions on the road generally. Position 3, position 2, and position 1. Coming round the right hand bend here, sorry, left hand bend, so I'm checking my mirror going out to position 3 as I can see all the way around that corner. Okay, I'm slowing down a little bit, coming down again just before I come round this corner as there's pedestrians on the left. Now we're going round the right hand bend, and position 1, looking all the way up, putting my head up all the way up. Now I'm in position 2, coming round another left hand bend. After this oncoming vehicle, mirrors, position 3. So, everything's about doing things in stages. So that's position. Then we've got the speed, using the appropriate speed. I slowed down there because those corners were quite tight and there were oncoming hazards. And then we've got the gear, selecting the appropriate gear for the speed that we'll be doing. Sort your speed out first, and then you can change your gears, whether that be up or down. And then we've got our acceleration sense, which is how much are we going to be pulling back on the throttle. That, I like to think, we need to treat that gently, because we want to keep our bike stable. So what I did there, I checked my mirrors, moved in position 2, now I check my mirrors, position 1, then I adjusted my speed, got that sorted out, then I adjusted my gears, and then using the correct acceleration. Now what would be the wrong acceleration? Really pulling back, oh the bike wants to straighten up, and then before you know it, you're on the other side of the road. Because all the weight is being transferred to the back of the bike, the front is being lifted up, so you've got less control to steer. So we want our acceleration sense, our input on the bike controls, specifically the brakes and the acceleration, the throttle, wants to be nice and smooth. You you've got to think about the weather conditions. If it was raining, you wouldn't pull back so hard on the throttle because you'll potentially unstabilise the bike and lose grip, which would lose control of the motorbike. So we're just got to treat the bike gently. Mirrors again. Coming up to a hazard. Our hazard is a give way, and we're going to be turning left. So mirrors, position 2 at the moment, sorting out my speed. I've not changed gear yet. Now I'm braking, and now I'm changing gear. I've sorted my speed out, and then I've changed my gears, and now I'm at my acceleration sense, which is feathering the clutch like a jellyfish. My indicator's auto cancelled there. Mirrors. I could potentially use a left shoulder check there. So it's clear. We can move off straight into position 3 after that mirror check which I just did. Nice and steady over the bumpy railway tracks there. Don't know why I keep saying there. It's literally right in front of us, isn't it? It's not there, here, there, everywhere. It's there, in front of us. So I don't really need to explain that, do I? Dear me. It's one of those days. But it's a beautiful day at that. So we can enjoy ourselves out on the open road. It's a bit bumpy here. So I'm keeping my speed down. There's a cyclist on the left on our side of the road. Keeping in position 3. Going around a slight right-hander, but I can see up the road ahead. So moving out nice and early. There's an oncoming vehicle. We're going to get past it before we approach that oncoming vehicle. Check my mirror, moved out on the other side of the road. That was called a momentum overtake, and we shall get onto that on another segment. I shall see you soon. Bye for now. Position 1. Checking my mirrors before I move position. Sorting my speed out. Using my gears. And if in doubt, go flat out. Oh, sorry, that bit wasn't meant to be recorded. If in doubt, we need to slow down and choose a safer position. Thank you and goodbye.